Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Prince of War channel. The Army's effort to field the robotic combat vehicle has completed a major soldier experimentation phase, and the team behind the Phase 2 prototype is looking forward to the next stage of the competition for the RCV Light variant. Kinetic US and Pratt Miller Engineering joined forces in 2020 to combine the former's modular open system architecture robotic capabilities with the latter's expeditionary modular autonomous vehicle platform to compete for the RCVL program. Kinetic US had been vying for the Army's small multi-purpose equipment transport program, but the vehicle platform it was using wasn't satisfactory, said Robert Mawson, Kinetic's Senior Business Development Manager, Land Systems. So, when RCV started moving forward, the company turned to Pratt Miller's platform. It was really the mobility and how modular it is, he said at the Ground Vehicle Systems Engineering and Technology Symposium in August. With that flat top, you're able to plug and play different payloads when needed, depending on the mission profile or capability set that you need. The Army selected the Kinetic Pratt Miller vehicle as the surrogate prototype to put through operational testing to develop the requirements for the open competition set for late fiscal year 2023. The base platform is a tracked, diesel-electric hybrid weighing a little more than 10 tons, with a 3.5-ton payload capacity. The platform can hit 40 miles per hour and can be outfitted with a range of remotely operated weapons and sensors, according to a Kinetic release. Depending on the payload and the modular mission payload that you put on it, there's always going to have to be a soldier in the loop, said Mawson. So, it will never truly be fully autonomous, he continued. You have to scale up the level of autonomy depending on the mission that you're accomplishing, so it can go everywhere from true remote control to semi-autonomous. Soldiers in a control vehicle would move behind several RCVs and provide input on how to maneuver around obstacles or how to respond to contact, he said. And as representatives of Pratt Miller and Kinetic were attending the symposium organized by the Michigan chapter of the National Defense Industrial Association, their prototype vehicles were in the blazing sun at Fort Hood, Texas, going through the final days of a month-long soldier operational experiment. Described as the largest ground robotic experiment in history, in an August 17 Army News article, the experiment had soldiers putting the Kinetic Pratt Miller RCVL and Textron RCV medium prototypes through reconnaissance and security tasks against a near-peer opposition force to assess the strengths and weaknesses of the platforms. The experimentation is part of Phase 2 of a development process that would see the robotic vehicles fielded in 2028. The Army hasn't announced which company will build its Robotic Combat Vehicle (RCV), but has now selected 8 companies to prototype autonomous software and processes to get that future fleet moving and fighting on the battlefield. We are excited to work with these best-in-class autonomy providers, software experts, and systems integrators as we drive towards merging software capabilities developed through the RCV Software Acquisition Pathway (SWP) into the RCV Full System Prototype, RCV Product Manager Steve Herrick said in a press release today. Herrick's Army team is saddled up with the Defense Innovation Unit (DIU) on that Ground Vehicle Autonomous Pathways (GVAP) project, and after posting 2 solicitations and receiving 110 responses, the duo whittled the vendor field down and grouped them into 3 areas: autonomous navigation, machine learning and autonomy, and software system integrators. 4 companies, Forterra, Kodiak Robotics, NIA Systems and Overland AI, have landed deals for that autonomous navigation pipeline, while 2 companies, Applied Intuition and Scale AI, will square off for the machine learning and autonomy piece, and 2 more, Anduril and Palantir, will compete to be the software system integrator. Together, these companies will support the RCV program in developing a robust, capable, and compliant software system that can operate in a variety of autonomous modes and rapidly integrate a variety of payloads as they become available, DIU added. Additional details about the contract award values, future evaluation processes and final down select timelines were not disclosed today. The service has been eyeing ways to field autonomous combat vehicles for decades and even moved out on a plan to acquire 3 categories, an RCV light, medium, and heavy. But after experimenting with the light and medium prototypes, it altered plans and decided to first focus on developing a smaller vehicle and separate the hardware piece, the combat vehicle, from the software autonomy piece. You have software-defined technology cycles, the refresh cycles, that are far outpacing our buying models. We have to, in many ways, find a new way to get after that subset of capabilities differently, Army Undersecretary Gabe Camarillo said today at an Association of the U.S. Army breakfast. As the service does just that with the RCV software piece, it has also scrapped all 3 size categories, at least for now. Maj. Gen. Glenn Dean, the service's Program Executive Officer for Ground Combat Systems, told Breaking Defense in December 2023 that while the word light is still attached to ongoing RCV work, it is in name only and the service needed to file it off. Practically speaking, from a capability standpoint, there really isn't a light, he said at the time. It is an RCV that has mission payloads and the original sort of light and medium and heavy concepts are now morphing to be more about modular mission payloads and the mission role defines the payload. As for the actual vehicle portion of that competition, Breaking Defense previously reported that the RCVs should be smaller than 224 x 88 by 94 inches, weigh less than 10 tons, and be transportable by rotary wing aircraft. A single platform should also be capable of defeating light to medium armored threats and include lethal capacities such as self-defense systems, anti-tank guided missiles or recoilless weapons. 4 companies are currently vying to produce such a vehicle for the Army: MCQ, Textron Systems, General Dynamics Land Systems and Oshkosh Defense, after the Army awarded them with a combined total of $24.7 million for the first phase of the project last year. They are each tasked with delivering 2 RCVs to the service by August for mobility testing and soldier touchpoints. Findings from those events will then be used to select a single company to proceed with Phase 2 in fiscal 2025, and the winner will be tasked with finalizing designs and delivering up to 9 prototypes by FY26, the Army said last year. Thank you very much for watching this videos. Don't forget to support this channel by liking and commenting on your opinions here. See you in the next video.